I'm about to say a name that is going to teleport you to 2018, and that name is Michael Weist. Now, if you don't immediately click the connection with that name, let me say another name that will probably get it for you. The SEGWAY guy that roamed the halls of TanaCon. Yes, Michael Weist, the SEGWAY guy who was the one who was with TanaMojo creating TanaCon, we all famously have heard of it, is now speaking up literally only a couple weeks ago, basically in a video that says, TanaCon, the day I lost everything and what it taught me. Now, he says, TanaCon changed me forever. I was at the top of my game as an influencer talent manager, and I lost everything. I hit rock bottom. I was forced into Chapter 7 bankruptcy, lost an estimated $750,000, fell into an addiction spiral, and ultimately lost myself. Now I'm starting again. I'm learning to be me again and be the best version of myself. I had to rebuild my life piece by piece. In this video, I'm opening up about what really happened, what it taught me, and how I'm starting over. If you've ever felt like you have nothing left, I hope my story reminds you that you're not alone and that you can start again. Now, first things first, Michael Weist and the company, I think it was Good Times, that basically were running TanaCon, were literally scammers. They were genuinely scamming these people. So my sympathy is not that large for someone who ultimately their aim was to just exploit the fuck out of a bunch of like pre-teens and teens. And that also goes for TanaMojo, but the problem was TanaMojo was also the influencer being exploited as well, considering Michael Weist is now telling us that he was at the top of his game as an influencer talent manager. Now, a quick search on his YouTube channel here, the truth about chasing success. And the ironic thing is this video has 29 views. Hey, views aren't everything. Views aren't everything. Oh, fame almost destroyed me. Okay. TanaCon, the day I lost everything. This is the one we're going to watch. And then there's another one, which I didn't even see, and I don't think a lot of people did, how TanaMojo destroyed me. Okay, so I am really intrigued to see what this video is going to be about, because I just find there to be something really crazy about like revisiting TanaCon in the big year of 2025, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It's been 8 fucking years, Michael Weist. What the fuck else do you need to tell us? And also, the fact that he's making all these videos is definitely trying to have some sort of like comeback and be the influencer himself, that I'm really going to be looking out for those clues in these videos. But all I'm going to say is, Michael Weist, we saw what we had to see about TanaCon. I just think that there's so many times I've seen him talk about TanaCon, even when it was happening, and he was pushing all the blame and all the responsibility off. At its core, if you're saying that you didn't know that the venue was too small for all the people, you oversold tickets, the VIP package was like a condom and a lollipop as well at the end of the day. So let's get into this video, TanaCon, the day I lost everything and what it taught me.
The day that I lost everything. And again, as an influencer talent manager, right, which is a very unique job, I've had such a unique experience in life. All right, well, good morning. I wrote down the day that I lost everything.
Where's the SEGWAY? I wish she was on a SEGWAY going around the bed, like just around.
And what I learned from it. But I find myself when I turn on the camera sometime.
Also, now that we're on the topic of TanaCon and we don't talk about it a lot, you know what I always think about? In Shane Dawson's TanaMojo TanaCon series, Shane is like, I'm going to make this right, and we're going to do like a free meet and greet to like meet all the fans. That never happened.
Getting hit with anxiety, probably related to like the trauma of TanaCon, right? And talking about my story and fear. And I'm still giving myself space to do this, right? And to, I guess, talk about my experience. And I'm going to get better at this over time. So stick around, subscribe.
Okay, so I guess the influencer talent manager wants to become the influencer.
Going to begin filming every Monday and posting maybe like...
can't wait. Everyone put it in your calendars. Michael Monday.
Like Fridays, every week, to teach you and tell you my story as someone who's been in the influencer scene for over a decade, managing influencers, and have been through massive controversy, being canceled, extreme litigation, the biggest brand deals in the world, managing influencers, Hulu documentaries, like on and on and on and on and on, right? And so I want to tell you about my experience in life, and I will get a better setup, and I will make this look better, and I will get better, but I'm going to create for the purpose of creating and teach
Beautiful.
and tell you my stories, and I'll definitely get better. I just got back from my parents' beach place in Gulf Shores. When I come back, I usually feel very fresh.
Beautiful.
I have a lot of insight
Wonderful.
into my life and what's going on. The last time we spoke, I was, very emotional and here and there. Whereas now I am medicated. I have been on antidepressants.
I also love hashtag Shane Dawson, hashtag TanaMojo, hashtag starting over. Beautiful.
For like a couple weeks, I guess, since my last post. And I'm starting to level out. I had to adjust to the medication, but I'm starting to level out, right? And there's a lot less highs and a lot less lows and a lot more just like presence, if you'll say, which has been a unique experience for me just in that because, I've had to like reconnect with my inner self, and my dopamine situation is strange because of Adderall addiction and all of these things, but I'm starting to level out, and that's part of healing, right? And I'm trying to do that publicly in a way that teaches and shows you what's going on, but also remains authentic to me. And I guess I want to talk to you today about, and I'll get much better at this, guys. Bear with me. All to say, I'm about to get a lot more consistent and a lot better at this. And I'll get better about my background and my outfits and everything else that I think will consist of my videos and developing that relationship with you guys. I guess I want to talk about the day that I lost everything. And again, as an influencer talent manager, right, which is a very unique job, I've had such a unique experience in life. And all of these videos each week will get very much into that. We're going to really dive deep into...
If you don't get into the damn fucking video and stop fucking preluding the video, I fucking hate when people do this. Stop telling me and do it.
Each week, different topics, different stories, different things like that. My nervous system is still learning that it's okay to even talk about these things, right? So you have to bear with me because I'm still feeling like when I feel like a moment of inspiration, I run to the camera because I need to get the story out before I lose it or get too scared or too caught up.
Girl, get the fuck to it.
Well, I had hired an event coordinator to run TanaCon. And also I stayed in hiding for so long after being canceled because I guess I thought that like it wasn't safe.
Not in hiding. Nobody's heard from me for months. I'm doing better than I ever was. Cause my baby's hot like a daydream, walking with his head down. I'm the one he's talking to. So call it what you want.
To be me. And I think I've talked about that before, right? But I really thought it wasn't safe to be myself. And the world kept telling me it's not safe to be me. The internet kept telling me it's not safe. Kill yourself, scammer, blah, blah, blah. All of this narrative that was like false, right? Fake news, whatever the fuck, that Tana was spewing out. And
fake news! It's fake news. They've never seen fake news like it. And I say, TanaCon, it's the biggest fake news ever. They've never seen fake news like TanaCon. TanaCon, a beautiful, beautiful venue. Lots of fans, almost too many fans. They say Michael there. There were so many. They've never seen so many people. They've never seen the VidCon down the road. They've never seen more people than was at TanaCon. It was a roaring success. I feel like I've done my Trump impression in every fucking video. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I love it. I love it.
The reality is it just simply wasn't true. I can look at it now 5 years later or however many years it's been, a long time, and see the consequences of her actions and like the experience of all of that. But let's talk about the day.
Excuse me, Michael Weist. Oh, this video is going to piss me the fuck off. Don't you dare come around here in your fucking little Segway and tell me that it's been 5, 10, 20 years since fucking TanaCon, right? And then have the audacity to literally you just blamed everything on Tana there. Michael, listen to me clearly. It is my outsider take on TanaCon is this, which is that TanaMojo was spoiled influencer who was making more money than like anyone her age does and had this huge fan base. She was pissed off at VidCon for not giving her feature creator. And I've been there, Tana. I've been there too. They didn't give me feature creator either. Rosanna Pansino had to get me feature creator. She's a great woman. Great woman. Thank you, Rosanna. She got me feature creator last year because VidCon weren't going to give it to me. Thank you, Rosanna. Greatest woman ever. They've never seen a baker like it. They've never seen cookies be God, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Anyways, thank you, Rosanna. So Tana was fucked over by VidCon, and so obviously being a spoiled little influencer, she took it to a storytime renting, and her ego was inflated that she suggested that if she did an event, it would be bigger and better than VidCon. And then my take is someone like Michael came into the picture, a greedy, money-hungry person who saw the potential of exploiting young fans and parents' wallet, and then made a shitty job, booked a too small venue, probably a cheap-ass venue, oversold tickets, had the cheapest VIP packages. I did a tour with a company that I saw how they even worked things as well, and I saw how they cut corners for profit or did cheap VIP packages or whatever. Like I've seen how things in the industry now work from working with a company. Let's not go there. Let's not talk about the Chronically Online tour. I don't have much good things to say about the Chronically Online tour. But anyways, I know how it works, and that's clearly what Michael, and the fact that he's coming in and like 5 years later is like, everything that like Tana did. Crazy.
Everything went down. So TanaCon had been weeks in the making, weeks, months, really a pretty quick timeline, but like we were moving fast. I had been talking to Bella Thorne, been doing all these things, right? You kind of know the drill. But the day that I lost everything was the day that
I fucking love the clips of him like roaming fucking Anaheim. Like it's so cinematic to me. It's so like, I love these clips so much. Like he's dressed like Gru from Despicable Me. It's so fucking funny. I don't know. I find it hilarious, and I love laughing at it because these people scammed like so many people of an experience and of whatever, and these people could have been at VidCon.
Really, the moment, I just remember I had woken up that morning and there was already a huge crowd outside, and I had woken up a little later than expected, probably because I was up late prepared.
And also, don't sign up to a project that like you're unable to do. I really have no sympathy for these people. Tana included. Tana Mojo.
Preparing for the day, and I had hired an event coordinator. And when I came down, the doors weren't open, huge crowd outside, and I was already like, whoa, this is, something feels off. The event coordinator had like not been going with what the plan was, that we had rehearsed. There was a lot of like changes done. And anyways, the moment that everything changed in my life. And right up until that point, I was doing the biggest brand deals with the biggest creators, managing the top talent in the world.
Girl, we get it.
Filming for Hulu, like so on and so forth, right? Huge career, massive success at a very young age.
Huge success. There's never been a success like it. There's never been a success like Michael. There's never been like the way that you're talking is like Trump.
Age, etc. Anyways, the fire department, we opened the doors. Also, I got fucking served with a lawsuit that morning. I'm standing in the parking lot and I'm on my little Segway, and someone walks up to me and is like, Michael. And I thought that was a question that someone was going to be like asking me like, hey, when does it start? When do the doors open? Like some question about the event. And they are like, Michael Wiest? And I'm like, yes. And then they fucking say, you've been served, and hand me a lawsuit, which was crazy. And I just knew, oh my God, this is going to be a day that the universe is about to teach me some.
Maybe says more about you than the situation at hand.
Lessons, or shit's about to go down, right? That was like as soon as I woke up, as soon as I was outside prepping to open the doors. We open the doors, right? The event's going on. Everything's kind of flowing. Creators are coming in through the back. We're having a lot of great times, laughters, moments. Super cool in the back end.
Okay, in the back end, the creators are having fun. Events like this aren't about the creators. Like, events like VidCon ultimately are not for the creators. Like I said, Rosanna Pansino, she treated me very nice last year. She got me the all access. So I was able to be treated like a creator last VidCon. I've spoke about it at length because it was very exciting. You know, the drinking at the cocktail parties, or, you know, just being backstage with creators, like having dinner or whatever like that. But like ultimately the backstage areas like aren't nice. the nice areas are for the fans because they're the ones paying the money. They're the ones who are supposed to be here. Specifically, if you're going to someone's tour as well, it's about the fan experience, or it should be. So, Michael, miss me with the bullshit of it was great backstage. Okay.
All the creators are arriving. They're like, wow, look at this build out. This is great. The green room looks great. The talent section looks super cool.
The green room looks great. Okay, good start.
Cool. The stage is cool. Everyone's getting excited. A couple panels get going. We kind of get moving. And I'm already just like concerned about the volume of people. And I think Tana had been tweeting like, come over from VidCon, like driving more.
Well, why did you sell that many tickets then?
Traffic over, right? Meanwhile, there was just
Why is he blaming this on Tana? You and the company running it or whatever is supposed to be the ones. Like, Tana's just the face of this.
Lots sort of to go through my head and like managing.
I think that's one thing he struggles to comprehend. Tana is the face behind this. You are the one who was supposed to be like executing it.
Everything, whatever. The big shifting moment is when the fire department had arrived and shut the doors. Meanwhile, all these people that are working outside have like tables doing check-in. And I fucked up because I didn't make a separate line for people that didn't have tickets. So we had a line of people that was everyone arriving, right? Ticket holders and non-ticket holders. So new people were in the line with people that already had tickets. And that became a check-in issue. Huge problem. Anyways, I guess the volume had just gotten so much inside the hotel, which the hotel was supposed to let people kind of cycle in and out and keep the traffic moving. There was never supposed to...
This should never have been held in a fucking hotel. I've been to this hotel. Whenever I was there, I was like, oh my God, I'm a part of history.
Be like a massive amount of people. Also, we were super limited on venue selections prior to the event.
Okay, then don't do it. Don't do it then. Like, that is not a get out clause. Oh, we were limited for venues. That's not an excuse.
I was the only one close to VidCon. That was the only one that would like work with budgets. Anyways, that was the only
work with budgets. Don't do it then.
Venue that would work with Tana's expectations, everything. Anyways, the fire department shut the fucking door and stopped traffic. And I was like, you guys have to open that door. You
Okay, the fire department taking over and doing a better job than you were doing to protect people.
Have to open that door. You've got to keep traffic moving. They're like, no, blah, blah, blah. That's when eventually the outside started rioting. Everyone was literally rioting, ripping lanyards because they couldn't get in and they're standing in the sun. But instead of going home, they still wanted to be there. Anyways,
oh my God, what a prick. He goes, instead of just going home, they're standing there in the sun. How dare you? They've paid for an event.
Shut the doors, and I'm kind of like freaking out, and I'm like, what is happening? What is going on? Open these doors. The hotel approaches me and like, we can't do this event. You need to find other options. I eventually go into the manager's office and I'm like, if you do not let me have this event, I'm going to kill myself because like, I'm going to lose everything. If I...
What the fuck? What the fuck?
I have to cancel this event in front of everyone. I'm going to get massively scandaled. Meanwhile, I'm trying to handle all of this. Tana's off partying, whatever the fuck. She ends up going to a creator party at VidCon, all of this shit. Anyways.
Again, not defending her here, but she's the face of it. Yes, she should have been more involved in it, but ultimately, it's up to you to do the logistics. It's the same way whenever I was on tour. My tour manager did everything, and I was just told, show up.
There's a scene where like I'm running across the street and I'm literally crying and I'm like talking to another backup venue that I had tried to line up in case we needed more space, right? And they tripled the price on me and they're like, nope, can't do it. You have to get us more money. I had already leveraged every ounce of credit and cash that I had on the event. We get back to the hotel after I've broken down and like figured out what's going on. And I'm like, wow, I have to cancel the event. I step outside and I chose to cancel it because everyone really, for their safety, I guess, right? Like I was like,
I canceled it for their safety, like, I guess. Oh my God.
Well, we can't continue. The hotel won't let us. We have to cancel, whatever the fuck. So I start sitting in the boardroom thinking of every option. Like, can we install stages outside? Can we do this? Can we do that? Trying to solve it. Meanwhile, my event coordinator bailed, completely gone. No idea where he's at this time. And I'm trying to run the show. I start crafting things, talking to Tana's manager. We come up with the idea we have to cancel it. Essentially, it all moved really, really fast. That's when I write a public statement, start tweeting with the company accounts, and then eventually I go outside and address the crowd in front of press who have already showed up and are like, there's riots happening, and I'm trying to like do all of this. But in that moment, there's scenes where I'm driving back between these backup venues and people are arriving and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose everything. This is craziness. I was really just trying my best, right, to like help Tana and to help all of our...
What do you mean? You were doing your best to help Tana. It was up to you to run this. You weren't helping her. You were running it.
dreams come true. And the creators were having a great time, really. Everyone was having a fantastic experience at the event. On the back end, everyone was like, wow, this is great.
In the
on the
back
front
end.
chaos, right? People were like rioting and ripping lanyards out, but all the creators were like, this is the best thing ever. We ended up having a creator party still, which everyone went to and was like fun. At that point, I had like already canceled.
Isn't that crazy to admit that you went ahead with the party celebrating the event that didn't happen?
So the event, and I was like, yeah, I've lost everything. As soon as the event was over, I fly immediately because I've already realized that like I have to refund $750,000 of ticket sales and sponsorships and everything else. And I realized that I need to fly home and start putting things in order because I'm like losing everything. So I fly home, and everyone's calling me, credit card companies are calling me, you need to make payments, you need to make payments. I have literally leveraged every ounce of cash and credit I had on that event, thinking that it's gonna go great, it's gonna be a massive success, Tana's gonna love me, everyone's gonna see how great of a job I did, everyone's gonna think I'm amazing, and they're gonna love me for my performance and how great I am at this, and blah, blah, blah. Everyone's just riding my coattails and letting me take all the risk and letting me lead because if I took the failure, it was easier.
Okay, but that was literally your rule in this. Your rule in this was that.
And then, right, which Tana eventually just threw me under the bus for the same reason. It was easier to throw me under the bus.
I also would have thrown you under the bus as well. I really would have as well.
Address her own accountability that, like, this was her event. I was doing.
It was her event that you were running. Michael, I honestly, like, I'm really surprised at how you are unable to look inwards this many years later. And I know there's probably bitterness there, I'm aware, but like, my God, dude, this is so fucking embarrassing.
Doing this for her, etc. And she's monetized off of it immensely. Anyways, I start calling, I guess, around Nashville and my hometown, and I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Credit card companies are calling me. I can't make payments. I've spent all the money on this event, and I went all in on Tana's dream and my dream. And
you went all in Tana and you're, oh my God, like you're doing an event. That's literally like me being like, oh my God, the Chronically Online tour was my dream. Was that my dream? No. Was that X1's dream? I promise you it wasn't. It was their fucking nightmare in the end. This is so weird. Like, it's an event. Your people are paying money. Like, be serious here.
And
Weird.
It didn't meet expectations. And I called.
Didn't meet expectations. It didn't fucking happen.
Called a bankruptcy attorney and filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy. The ticket company had held all the money for tickets, so I didn't receive payouts from the tickets until like after the event, right?
Which is very normal. I mean, whenever I did my New York show, I didn't get paid until I could prove the event happened.
Which I needed to throw the event. I needed money to throw the event, whatever. Everyone's freaking out, sponsors. I'm dealing with all this madness 24/7. That's what led me to like pick up Adderall, right? Because I had to handle all the things that were being thrown at me from this event. So I start taking Adderall so that I can like handle all the calls and pay the bills and speak to attorneys and everything that had to be done on the back end, make public statements. Eventually that led to Adderall addiction, right? And like years of abusing Adderall in order to like handle the madness that was happening within my brain and in my business and externally and in the world, which was a horrible, 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 horrible experience and a horrible coping mechanism and a horrible way of trying to deal with things. But I filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Personally, my business was shut down and I lost an estimated, $750,000. And I lost much more than that.
Sorry, why is this like a poem? Like, what are we doing here? It's like a Taylor Swift lyric video.
That day, I lost my respect for myself a little bit. I lost my way.
Sorry, this is ridiculous, Michael. What is going on here? Why does it look like a Christmas card?
I lost my friends. I thought Tana was going to be there for me. She instantly started tweeting and throwing things out for me.
Tana's not your friend. You were hired by her. You didn't do your job. The same way the X1 people aren't my friends. God, like, what the fuck?
I lost a lot. And it cost me so much more than bankruptcy, which stays on my credit to this day, right? Like, I still can't get credit because there's bankruptcy from it. But everyone in the industry started treating me bad. And while I'm
That's normally what happens.
also handling all this personal bankruptcy drama, right? Tana then goes on a crusade to villainize me and make me the scapegoat for all the bad energy coming her way from the universe, from her fans, people that were there. Fine. I guess I assumed those risks and those responsibilities when I started the event, but it was not 100%. It was not parallel or like equivalent value for what happened because I was treated so poorly by the internet and by the world that
I'm sorry, but yes, Tana has responsibility because she's promoting this event, but ultimately the responsibility is on you. That literally, guys, is like, you know what this reminds me of? When like X1 like fucked up and merch didn't arrive to venues, and some of my VIP people, specifically in Houston, didn't get merch that they were owed, right? And that is X1's responsibility. And ultimately, I was the one that took the blame for it. But like, X1 should take the responsibility in that case. Michael should take the responsibility for things going wrong. It's not my fault. It's not Tana's fault. It's the people who are logistically having to work that out. That's being their job.
I mean, I lost it all.
Tana's job at TanaCon was literally showing up, getting blackface and... blackface? That's not the right word there. Wait, shit. It's not blackface. Tana, her job was not to go there and do blackface. Her job was to go and get shit-faced, so drunk, and then do panels and meet and greets and stuff like that. Sorry, Tana going and doing blackface, that would be crazy.
Oh, brands wouldn't work with me. Everyone was tweeting so horribly. I tried to go on the Shane Dawson to like tell my side of the story. It was just turned into entertainment and views and videos, again exploiting me. Not to mention, I
do agree with Michael that the Shane Dawson doc was terrible.
Literally handling the fact that I'm like losing my house, losing, my car, like I had to forfeit my house lease, my car, like my rent, everything, and start over again and again and again. And then I'm dealing with the fact that like people are looking at me wrong everywhere I go. People are asking me, are you the TanaCon guy? Did you scam everyone? And I'm like, girl, I was just trying to do my...
So it's crazy that you're choosing to bring it up again. It's crazy that you're choosing to bring it up again. Like, you're saying people are only knowing me for this, but yet here we are, like you said at the start, 5 years later, bringing it up. And by the way, and you're not showing yourself in a good light here.
Best. I was literally just trying to help people's dreams come true. I'm so sorry. For years...
You're trying to help people's dreams come true. I think you were trying to make a lot of money. The same way Tana was trying to make a lot of money. This was not about making any fucking dream. I promise TanaCon was not Tana's dreams. I promise it was not yours either. It was an easy check.
Later, to this day, I still get death threats and hate comments if I post on Instagram. Like, what? It's been so long. And so I think I lost a lot of clients. I had a lot of people that wanted to stop working with me. I had like one friend reach out who was in the industry, but everyone was like, no, Michael's toxic. We don't want to be around him.
I hate to say it, but that makes sense.
Because anyone that was affiliated with me would get bashed by Tana's fans who were villainizing me. So I lost a lot of brands. I lost contacts. I lost clients. It cost me so much in my career and then so much in myself because it was like trauma and I disconnected from myself. And after that, I was on this path of like drug addiction and destruction and trying to prove to myself that I could do it and that I'm okay. And all of these things that like ultimately didn't matter and were responses. And I'm sorry for everyone that was in my trauma response and like dealing with me at that time. The world treated me wrong. And I'm doing a lot better now. Antidepressants are helping. Working out is helping.
The world treated you wrong?
Prioritizing myself is helping. Finding good friends is helping. And
good for you. I'm happy that you're doing better. But this video shows that
I think it was a lot. It was really a lot on me. And that's the day that I lost everything. And I learned very quickly who my real friends were. I learned that like
Tana and your clients are not your friends. You are literally working for them. They're not your friends.
Can't really count on anyone by yourself. I learned that you can't expect other people to do what's right. And even after I went to dinner with Shane and Tana, I expected Tana to like apologize for throwing me under the bus and being like, hey, I didn't mean to just like destroy you. I should not have been expecting an apology from her ever because that's just the kind of person she is.
Michael, this is lame as hell. This is lame as hell. Like really lame. Very lame.
She didn't see the consequences. Or maybe she did and she just didn't give a fuck. But she had a massive platform, right? And I was just a kid. I was literally a kid. And you can...
And then what was she? What was she? So now she's the evil one and you were just a kid.
Say that 22 is not a kid, but like it is such a kid. Or 20, however old I was, 21, 22, whatever. A child compared to now.
Then why were you doing it? Why were you...
like will continue to grow into my life. And I learned that like I had to find my own path. I learned negative consequences of it, right? I learned that like I could only rely on myself and I had to work very hard and I was the only way I was going to survive. And I learned that like Adderall would help me work and I could work through this by working and proving to myself that I'm still capable and smart and intelligent and entrepreneurial and all of these things. But I also learned that like ultimately I learned how resilient I am. I learned that I can withstand being perceived incorrectly and being misunderstood by the whole world. And then I learned that like I can deal with people's perceptions of me negatively. And I mean, I'm still working through it, right? Like I still worry about what people think about me a lot, but I give a lot less fucks than I did then. And I would dress myself even after that in like designer everything to try to make people think I'm still successful. You can do this. For the record, when you file bankruptcy, you cannot sell off clothes to pay off debt. It doesn't work like that, apparently. Anyways, that was really the day that I lost everything. And I think that like I thought I would just find reprieve from it at some point in my life, but I didn't. And I thought that like, I mean, I learned a lot. I learned who my real friends were. I learned how to file bankruptcy. I learned about so many lessons from that. And I think what I want you to take away from it is that
What am I going to take away from this?
if I can be fucking canceled, like globally.
Oh my God, this is like the Taylor song. Good thing I like my friends canceled. God.
If I can be canceled publicly, globally, in a massive way,
Globally!
you should be able to not care what other people think about you. I'm standing here right now, even though I know that half the internet hates me and
You're sitting, by the way.
half the population hates me for no reason. They haven't even met me. They literally don't know me. They do not know me. But they hate me and think I'm a villain because Tana told them to. If
It was your event, by the way.
I can like continue to create and be myself in a world that not only because of TanaCon and that, but like also Dr. Phil, also being gay, like all these things in the public world that have told me it's not okay to be me. I promise you, it is okay to be you.
Wow. It's okay to be you. Beautiful. I'm inspired.
I'm still here. I'm still surviving. I'm still working. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. And I'm here to teach you now. And like grow with you and learn with you and show you and be your permission slip and all these things that come from like the learning through the trauma that I've had and
Generational
finally
trauma.
finding out who my real friends were and like getting the help I needed, getting antidepressants and medication.
I'm glad you had to scam so many fucking people just to find out who your true friends were.
Weaning myself off of addiction, getting myself physically fit, getting my mental health right, like doing the things that I needed to do in order to reclaim myself from the trauma that event called me. And posting on social media is a part of that reclamation, right? Because every time I approach social media, I used to be terrified of what people think. I used to be terrified of like posting because I couldn't control the narrative and I would be like, they're going to think this. Like I would just have so much anxiety, not to mention the fact that I'd be bombarded with like hate comments on my screen, like you evil man, you blah, 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 every time I opened it, or litigation that came from it, or like the fucking trauma of being me, the soft little gay boy teddy bear.
Save the worst bit for last.
Lover that I am. I literally have love tattooed on my hand, met with so much hate and darkness that like I've had to internalize, repackage, and like push
Sorry, this video is fucking ridiculous.
aside so it didn't consume me is crazy. And I can teach you how to do that. I think ultimately the
Oh no, don't tell me you're doing a course or something like that. Please, Michael, no.
power is within you. You cannot
Michael, I'll be your influencer talent manager.
rely on other people
Delete
in
this
any way,
video.
shape, form, or fashion to control your experience in reality or your life or your narrative, your inner dialogue, their opinions of you. And if it's stopping you from doing something that you think you should be doing, that's a problem, right? I was just a shadow of darkness. And now I'm starting to see the light. And each day I'm reminded
We're
that
speaking
life
in riddles.
gets better. And boy, did I learn lessons about business, bankruptcy, friendships, public controversy, so many lessons
This is like the Tortured Poets Department album.
that each one gets to teach me. And I'm grateful now to have gone through that experience because it has taught me so much. And I learned so much about business, friendships, the toxic world of entertainment and culture and cancel culture and just so many things that like I could have never learned in college or without trying or without chasing my dreams or being scared. And I'm definitely fighting through a lot of fear still, right? Like I still get scared that I'm going to get shamed publicly again for half the shit that I do. And that includes just like working out of the gym. I'm afraid that I'm going to get publicly shamed. And that comes with me a lot. So I have to learn to live with it and to reframe it in my mindset when I feel dark or negative. But it comes from loving yourself and being able to really deeply love who you are outside of what people tell you are.
All right, wrap it up. I literally cannot take any more of the corny shit. All right, here's my take on you, Michael. I think that when you ran TanaCon, you were 20, 21, 22, 23, so young and way too young to be running an event like that, right? And I think it's important to note that you did sign up to the event, and when creating the event with Good Times or whoever the fuck it was, you know, the ultimate goal was to maximize profit. Don't you dare tell me otherwise, right? It was Tana Mojo's event. I don't like how you're pushing off the responsibility because it then makes my argument of, oh, well, you were so young, gone. This video sucked. Really bad. I just can't believe that this many years later, like, I'm not praising Tana in any way. Tana has responsibility in this, yes, but she was the talent. You were the talent manager who was supposed to be overseeing it all. And you were doing like a press tour after it for attention. Miss me with that bullshit. All right, muckers, let me know your opinion of this. Let's talk about it down below. And goodbye.